Welcome, true believers, to Bad Wolf Comics. I'm your host, the Bad Wolf, and today we're going to review Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to ask everyone to please like and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel and help us grow as a community. And for more Bad Wolf Comics excitement, come join us at the Bad Wolf Comics Community Facebook group. And last but not least, don't forget to use the code BADWOLF at Organic Price Books during checkout for $2 off your order. This is Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. One of my favorite artists of all time. McFarlane really hit the mark for me in the 90s. So his artwork was just phenomenal. I'd never seen anything like it before. It's when, Spawn #1 came out and everything. And he was actually doing the art for Amazing Spider-Man for a while, but he did such a great job, and he kind of wanted the story plot to go his own way. Some of the best Spider-Man stories of all time were drawn by Todd McFarlane. However, he's not the best writer. And as we go through this, I'll explain why I feel that way. But let's get into it. All right, let's get into it here. So Todd McFarlane, like I said, is a wonderful artist. Many of you probably already know who he is and what I'm talking about. He's also known as the Todd Father. And we will be getting some great new stuff from him in the future in his Spawn runs. But as for this book, he started writing and doing his own thing because he wanted to do his own creative stuff with the story. But in reading these, I have found that Todd McFarlane has a really hard time closing out a story. The stories were pretty good. I was really enjoying them. But all of a sudden, at the end of these stories, it seems like the bad guy just decides to leave or something happens. The conflict is actually unresolved, and Spider-Man just ends up being lucky. And that's really what I found through the story of these. But other than that, the art is absolutely phenomenal. I could not ask for a better Spider-Man artist. One of the worst travesties, in my opinion, this is just one collector's opinion, but right after this, we had Erik Larsen's run. I'm sorry, it's not for everyone. That's not to say it's bad, it's just to say, in my opinion, I prefer other artists. I actually stopped collecting Spider-Man when Erik Larsen came out in single issues back in the 90s. No offense to anyone that likes Erik Larsen, to each their own. I'm just not a fan of his art. But yeah, check out the detail, man. It's just so good. I am, however, not a fan of the way he draws X-Men. And we'll show you that here in a little bit. He does a great job of Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Hobgoblin. Just great stuff. Look at the detail. Loving it. Great fight scenes, great action. Here we go. This is where we're going to see Wendigo. Wendigo looked good. As soon as we get into it here. Come on. Iconic shots even. Wasn't exactly a fan of his Wolverine. I feel like his belt is high up on his chest. His trunks are too big. I just didn't care for the gigantic trunks that Wolverine's wearing. I thought it was a little ridiculous. But overall, still a good book, still wonderful art. The story isn't so bad that you can't follow it or that you don't enjoy it. It's just I felt like the endings were just kind of cheesed off, like he just kind of gave up. Now here we actually get the costume that I like. Looks a lot better, I think. Maybe it's just the brown costume I can't stand. He doesn't do a very good job in Wolverine's claws here either. I thought that was weird for an artist just to kind of let that go and didn't really do much detail in the claws. Looking good. Oh, there's a full shot of the suit. But still, again, his trunks are ridiculously huge. His shoulder pads are ridiculously huge. I just felt like he went overboard. Todd McFarlane's big on going over the top, but here he definitely went too much over the top, and I'm just not a fan of his Wolverine drawing. It's detailed and all, but it's not as good as his Spidey. At least Spidey's proportioned properly. All right, this oversized hardcover collects Spider-Man 1 to 14 and number 16, and X-Force number 4 to finish the crossover. Great cover. Love it. That's a great head portrait of Wolverine. And then moving over to one that's not. So, you got to take it for what it is. Love this scene. 2.5. There's that black costume cover. I liked this one better. I just wasn't able to get it at the time when they were available. Some more action. There's that black suit. Fits like a glove. Mary Jane's not too happy about it. Got some Morbius. Spider-Man's black costume was always my favorite. I wish they had done more with it. I know why they didn't, but this was definitely my favorite suit. This fight with Morbius was really good, but once again, at the end he just leaves. And then this, they did this entire book sideways, and it drove me nuts reading a book like this. But, you know, they're always trying to find new ways to sell books, so especially in the 90s. It's a pretty good X-Force rendition. We got some Rob Liefeld here. Table. This was the platinum cover. Here's this gold second printing. Some extras back here. All right. Oh, I remember that Wizard cover. Do you guys remember that #1 Wizard, man? I actually had this at one point. The Wizard Price Guide. Some great pinups. There's that iconic photo. Oh, I love the recolor. Man, if I could get this recolor on an image, I would do a canvas of it in a heartbeat. There's the Sabotage, X-Force crossover, all the extras. And on the back, we have all the collected covers. All right, and that is Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. Stick around, true believers. There's more to come. Thanks for watching.